When you have a goal for your life, whether it is a financial goal, a spiritual one for your family, relationships, career, business, or even a charitable goal, whatever it is, often you would find that there would be times when you just don't feel like doing anything toward achieving it. But then you may actually convince yourself that let me do a little something toward it, because doing a little is better than doing nothing. But the question is better than nothing really better? Join me, and together let us explore this to determine how much weight, if any, this concept has toward achieving what you really want. Better than nothing has a place at times and does not at other times. It all depends upon the intention of your use, how you use it, and the situation in which you use it. So, when is better than nothing really not better? When you're using it in a way that such that it is too often and you end up becoming lazy because you've convinced yourself that doing a little is actually better than doing nothing. When it has become your excuse not to make effort. So you are not stretching yourself. You're not going that extra mile to achieving what you want to achieve. So you overuse it to the extent that it is not producing a substantive and effective result for you. And when you've dropped your standards so low too many times, such that it slows you down and holds you back, so what happens? Your time ends up becoming very unproductive. You waste your time and you actually are fooling yourself. When better than nothing starts to diminish to the point whereby it comes so close to doing nothing and then it eventually gets turned into doing absolutely nothing, you know for sure your better than nothing concept is really not working and it really isn't doing anything for you. A word of caution: when you use better than nothing, such that it begins to dominate over your true potential, I say beware of how it is impacting and affecting what you want to achieve for your life. It can actually become very detrimental to you in cases such as your health goals. For example, if your doctors advised you to adjust your diet so that now you're going to be eating 3 cups of broccoli a day, don't go and eat just a quarter cup in a week or 2 weeks and say, you know what, that little is better than nothing. What you're doing, this is going to end up becoming very detrimental to your health. Another place you'd find that the better than nothing concept will not work in your favor is I've seen many people, explore so many different business ideas and concepts that they never really settle upon one idea and take it, put all their energy and time and effort into it. So, what happens is that they end up splitting their energy on each idea. And next thing you know, time goes by and it produces no kind of substantive results for them. But yet they convince themselves by exploring these ideas better than sitting and doing nothing. Well, if they were to choose one business idea, exude all their time, energy, and effort and attention upon it, maybe, just maybe, I can guarantee you they would receive some sort of beneficial result. And at this point, I want to draw your attention to my book, Insights: A Life Companion. In chapter 11, I talk a little bit about it, and you may find it very helpful in using this concept. The title of the chapter is Keep Your Focus in the Right Place. And I'm just going to read a short paragraph in it. The quality of your life depends upon where you position your focus and the degree of your attention. So keep your focus steady in the right direction where you're inspired. Then you would feel transported to a marvelous place that you only dreamed about, but is finally here and now. The Indian sage named Patanjali expressed this idea very profoundly as follows: when you're inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bounds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction. And you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. So, at this point, I encourage you to head over to Amazon and pick up a copy of my book. You'd find it very useful, very helpful in your journey in life. So, when is it okay to use the better than nothing concept so that it can still be beneficial to your life? Let me give you a few examples. The first one is when you have time constraints, you are strapped for time. Maybe you're used to waking up early in the morning, working out in the gym before you head off to work, but you got up late, you don't have enough time. So rather than going off to work and not working out, what you can do is studies have proven that if you do a 4-minute high intensity workout, it can be equivalent to 30 minutes of a cardiovascular workout that you can do in the gym. So instead of not doing anything, do the 4-minute high intensity workout. And why this works is because, first of all, you have a little time so you can do it. And when you do it, the value is not diminished but maintained. When you use the better than nothing only on occasions, maybe because you're just not in the mood, but you are aware of the consequences and you're a very disciplined person, then it's okay to use the better than nothing system. And I'll give you an example of myself. A few years ago, I had an accident. It took a couple surgeries and over a couple of years and some physiotherapy, of course, after each surgery in order to become fully functional. And I'm usually an early riser. I wake up almost every day around 4:15 in the morning. And although my doctor told me all I need to do is the physio once a day, I made sure I would do physio twice a day. But I'd be honest, there were times when I just wasn't in the mood to doing the physio so early in the morning. So instead of doing nothing, I would do just maybe a little bit of the physio, not all of it in the morning. But at least I was meeting the minimum the doctor required of me, which was once per day. So in the evening when I came home, I would do my physio on my own. Plus, I would have visits at the physiotherapist and do my physio there. But I was very careful not to make sure that this was not a prolonged way of doing my exercises. I would ensure that it would just be on occasion. I'll skip part of the physio in the mornings. So I didn't want to fall behind because I know if I did, it would be detrimental and I would not be fully functional in the time I would like to be. So it worked well for me because I was disciplined and ensured that I would skip it only maybe a few mornings throughout the whole period I was supposed to do physio. The other example is when we are going through certain times of uncertainty. And this is very prevalent today in our current world situation, where many people just have no idea how to navigate the changes. Their businesses, they don't know what to do about their business, what to do about career, marketing, etc. So when you find yourself in such a position, rather than sit back and wait and say, I'm not going to do anything until the world comes back to some level of normalcy in terms of its activity, rather than do nothing and become very dull, find something to do, something that interests you. And I don't mean sitting in front of a TV whole day or spending hours upon hours online watching videos because it interests you. That is not going to get you anywhere positive. Pick up something. Do something that has some level of value, something that interests you and will be beneficial to you. Do something, anything that will keep you positively engaged and make you feel enthusiastic about life. This is when a better than nothing will work very much in your favor. When you find yourself in not a good place in life or in yourself, doing a little something in a positive direction will put you in a little better state than you doing nothing. And this is to ensure that you don't lose any enthusiasm for life. Okay? So doing a little positive something will lift you up a little bit, but that little bit is better than nothing. And if every day you do just a little tiny bit, every day you're going to get a little more and more elevated. So this is another example when better than nothing is absolutely better than nothing. And given my CPA background, of course, I'm going to bring in a little business example here. You know, startup companies, there's a saying in business that any budget is better than no budget at all. And this is very prevalent for startup companies who don't have historical data to use in order to build a budget for themselves. But taking the information they have currently, the current situation, as well as anticipation, expectations, projections you have for the future, time value of money, plus many other elements, if they can at least take the information they have available right now, then using that to formulate some type of budget for them provides a compass so that they would know what to expect financially. And having, rather than moving about in the dark and not knowing where they're going. So in that case, this type of budget is better than not having one at all. So the criteria to use the better than nothing concept is to ensure that you have great self-control, you're disciplined, committed, you understand and realize the consequences of any prolonged use of this concept, that it's going to produce some devastating result or impact, have a devastating impact on your life. Know that you're using it temporarily, only as a little buffer, so as to keep you in the game and keep you enthusiastic, have a boost in life, some sort of verve in life. Now, we all know that many people would end up having a lull in life where you don't want to do anything. So what do you do when this happens? The reality is, when it happens, just go and watch a motivational video, listen to a motivational speaker, anybody who's going to inspire you to get up and get going again. Whether it's your doctor, a family member, an inspiring friend, always remember though the consequences of not maintaining your standard to achieve your goal that you've set for yourself. And just to conclude, better than nothing, therefore, must have the effect such that it maintains some level of quality, some standard, and benefit to your life. It keeps you on track and gets you closer to where you want to get to. Then you know that your better than nothing will help you to achieve your higher concern for the year. At this point, I want to invite you to share your better than nothing experiences and how they've worked in your life. We can all learn from each other. Share it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and of course share this video with others. I leave you by wishing you lots of success and building a beautiful and inspiring life for yourself and your family.